got things, so bumpers.
We ain't got like 30 seconds to 7 o'clock. We ain't
About 6
about 30 more seconds.
And man, you don't think those birds are heavy, man, we try to move them.
They are.
One of those things.
They are.
Hey, those New Balance,
It's some of it now.
yeah, those are comfy crap. How much you pay for
You
them?
think I'm coming? Really? They're good.
Where do you get those at?
They're built in somewhere now, so these really
Young man. Young man.
Yeah, I was there the other day, I looked, but I couldn't find 48, they got some black ones up there. Really? What size?
They're 10.5. It's just like this.
This one right here is young.
All right, y'all, hands up, hands up. All right, welcome to the Hopper House Community AA meeting. Let's start with a moment of silence, followed by the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Are there any newcomers? Anybody new here that would like to be recognized? All right, you want to stand up and give us your name?
Hello, everybody. My name's Howard, and I'm an alcoholic.
What's up, Howard? Cool. All right. Are there any announcements?
Car wash tomorrow, man.
Yeah. I heard car wash, so be there. Number 5. Has anyone opposed to vaping? Who you see here and what you say here, let it stay here. Please keep profanity to a minimum for our spiritual principles. Donation basket is going to be passed around to keep up with our 7th tradition. Contributions will cover rent, utilities, and coffee. It's the AA preamble. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help each other to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for our membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. I have asked someone to read how it works.
Kelly, I'm a recovered addict.
Hey, Kelly.
Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. They are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those, too, who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. And some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we begged you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God, and we find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to humanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood it. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrong. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continue to take personal inventory and when we were wrong, properly admitted. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Many of us exclaim, what an order, I can't go through it. Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, chapter 2 diagnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. C, that God could and would if he was sorry.
Sure, bro. Next, I've asked someone to read the 12 conditions.
For non-alcoholic addict. 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants. They do not govern. The only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. Each group should be autonomous, except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. Each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholics who still suffer. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, unless problems of money, property, or prestige divert us from our primary purpose. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. AA, as such, ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon.
All right. Tonight is gonna be speaker night, so I think it's Warren. Should y'all welcome Warren or Jeffrey, whoever is coming up here to the stage?
My name is Jeffrey, and I'm alcoholic. I'm introducing this man today because he's my sponsee and also one of my friends here. You know, Warren has elevated so much since he's been here. And I remember when he first got here, you know what I mean? But I'm so proud of him today, the things he accomplished, the things he's doing, fit to get married, you know, and man, he's one of the sponsees. He always reached out to me. He always called me. And when he got a problem, he called me. But I'll let you go.
Okay, my name's Jacob. Warren's my sponsor. He's worked with me a lot and helped me out with a lot of like difficult issues that I've had. He's a good friend. You know, I highly recommend him for sponsors if he has any open availability. But you know, he tells it how it is, and you know, I respect that about him. It's like, you know, he's always straightforward about everything that I have going on, and I need that in my life. You know? It's like he's a good guy, has a good head on his shoulders, and always makes me feel better after I talk to him. It's like,
Come on up here, Mr. Warren.
John, covering that.
Can I say something? Warren's my sponsor also.
You got it.
You know, yeah, I appreciate it, man. And say, man, he really is. I mean, every time we get together on Sundays, we connect, and he make it plain and simple to me, man. And I usually didn't have the courage to stand up here and just talk like I'm talking right now. But his direction, he started from where he was, and where we are now. It seemed like I've been knowing him for quite some time, because that's the connection we got. And he was recommended to me by Dawson, because Dawson was full. But anyway, love you, brother. And all I can do, man, is say, hey, man, you a good man. And congratulations on that marriage.
Well, fellas, by now y'all know my name is Warren Bro. Sobriety date is 2/26/25, and I'm from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. I pretty much had a pretty good childhood, man. I had grew up with a mom and a father. Mom and dad met. My older brother and I my mom was still only children when I met when my mom met my dad, because my older brother and I didn't really know our father. So when she met our dad, he had two daughters, and then came our little brother, the youngest, and we was raised in a religious household, man. I really can't complain about how I grew up at a young age. It's just one thing. My first dealing with something that happened to me in my childhood. One of my stepsisters told me. She came up to me, we were playing outside, and she said, that's not your daddy, right? So I went to my he was my stepdad, but we called him dad. So I went to him and I asked him, are you my dad? And he told me the truth, to say no. And when he did that, something happened. It triggered me, man. I just stopped talking altogether. And my mom thought something was wrong with me. She brought me to specialists and stuff like that. I would not talk at all, because it was a shock. You know what I'm saying? They even in school, man. It's funny, in school, she even put me in special ed in school, and that's a great time, because I was smarter than all the kids. It made I was on the honor roll in that class. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, when they found out nothing was wrong with them, I just stopped talking, because the trauma in my life. And so moving forward, man, while growing up, you know, my mom and dad had to work a lot. So me and my older brother went to my mom's mom, our grandmother, and our little brother went to his father, mama. You understand what I'm saying? It was two different grandmamas. He went to his grandmama, his other grandmama, and me and my older brother went to my mama. And when we go to my grandmama house, my father, my real father, every now and then would pop up, Warren Senior. So throughout that, man, he'd pop up every now and then, give us ice cream, and then after that, wouldn't see him. Pop up again, just a constant story, popping up. Then after that, I'd never seen him until I was like, I was married. I think I was 24 years old. Next time I seen him, but anyway, so my coming up when I was like, I think I was 13, 14 years old. My dad opened up a club, And my mama started drinking heavy, man. And her and my dad was going through problems. And my mom tried to take her life. And after that, man, when she did that, and she came out the hospital. That was the last day she ever took a drink at all. So, but my addiction, man, all my uncles, they was alcoholics, you know. So I think I picked up that gene from the Thomas side of the family. Also the Bro side of the family, because my father was an alcoholic too. Uh, so now, when I first started drinking, because the household I grew up in, that was no such thing, you putting your mind on beer or anything. That was a no-no. We grew up in the country. The only children me and my brothers played with is us. When we was at home, when we go to school, that's the only time we played with the other kids, because we grew up in the country. Worse, this worse than this. It was like there's us, three other houses, and about a quarter mile to a mile was the nearest neighbors, besides the three houses where I grew up at. So that's all we had to play with. So my mama wasn't allowed to drink. We never was brought up like in a city area or nothing like that. So I didn't know nothing about no alcohol or drugs or shit until I got older. And when I was 16, that's when I took my first drink. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, my older brother, before he left to go to the military, me and him would go ride around on the weekends. And I drunk, me and him would drink beer like a 40, and that would be it. And that'd be till probably the next time, or till the next time my mama let us use the car to go ride around. So from 16 up onto 18, I really wouldn't drink too much like talking about. But when I turned 18 years old, got my first job, my daddy gave me a car, and I was working at Popeyes, my very first job. Then I started drinking. I joined the military, and I started drinking beer all the time, because back in the 80s, you can buy beer without no ID and stuff like that, right? So I'd go buy beer and with no problem at all. And the woman I met at the age of 18, her and I had a child together. And I was still drinking, but when her and I had the child together, 3 weeks later, our child died, and my child died in my arms. So that started me drinking more and more. You know what I'm saying? And I never stopped, and didn't even care who thought something about it or anything. Even my parents, they were still on my ass about drinking. Well, you know what? I got a job. I'm in the military. Y'all can't tell me what to do. But as me growing up in the household with a father, I'm gonna listen to him or get my ass out of his house. You know what I'm saying? So I chose to do that. Wound up getting married, and that shit went to hell. But at the same time, I'm jumping in and out the things, man. But something was brought to me that whatever you go through in life, God prepares you for the now, because you know whatever you go through makes you stronger for the now. So by me saying that, get back to the point I'm making. So at the age of 25, man, I first at the age of 25, That's the first time I smoked weed. Never did like talking about it, so I wouldn't even really didn't even like weed talking about it until I got older. Then at the age of say at the age like 29, yeah, age of 29, man. Me and a guy, I was doing my little thing and stuff like that. And, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all forgive me. For me, had my first child, then me and the girl that had our child died with, her and I had another child, my oldest son. While she was pregnant, I wound up leaving her and got married, got with my wife, my first wife, got married. She got pregnant before the other girl had the baby. So I got two kids that is gonna be the same age. They're gonna be the same age for a week. That's how much I was like doing what I wanted and how I wanted. Didn't give a damn about the women I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So then her and I had a son together. My wife, her and I had a boy and a girl together. I wound up getting locked up. So at that moment, I just had 3 kids. Well, four kids. And I got locked up. Me and my wife got divorced while I was in jail. When I got out of jail, I went back to my first kid's mom, and her and I had two little girls. So while we was having the little girls together, I tried cocaine for the first time. And I was hustling cocaine and plus doing 2 at the same time. So, and I did that for a while until she would move to Texas. My first baby mama, she moved to Texas and she came get me from Louisiana. Then I moved to Texas with her. We moved in Port Arthur, and that shit didn't work because she became a stripper and she was doing what she wanted to do. And I started doing what I wanted to do. I was taking care of the kids. She was out there in the streets and the clubs and stuff like that. I was staying home with the kids. So in the apartment complex I was living in, a woman came up to me while I was washing clothes, and that woman and I started dating while she was out there, but I still had my 3 kids with me at all times. And she found out about it and she kicked me out. But I little did she know, my auntie had got me a ticket to come to McKinney, Texas, in about North Dallas. So I came over here and wound up getting with a chick down in McKinney, had another child. That would be my 7th child. She had my 7th child. And by me constantly still drinking, then I really got hooked on. I got hooked on weed, which I didn't like, but I got hooked on weed. Just started smoking weed every day. Every time I got paid, start getting cocaine, sniffing cocaine. And one day, man, I got off of work, having a house party at the house, and smoking weed, and I got a hold of some cocaine that was almost uncut, and I bought me 2 bags of it. Never made it to the second bag because that first bag, man, smoking weed, drinking, I overdosed. And while I was when I overdosed, I was in the house, and man, I was asking everybody, man, tell them, man, y'all, please help me, because I couldn't breathe. Cause my heart was beating so fast I couldn't breathe. And I tripped out, man. I came out all my clothes in the house. I'm talking about I stripped buck naked with everybody in the house because I just couldn't, I couldn't control myself. So I went to the hospital, stayed in the hospital for 2 days, 2 or 3 days, and I still had that other bag of cocaine in my jacket pocket. So when I got out the hospital, I went in that jacket pocket, took that cocaine out of it and flushed it down the toilet. That was the last time I put my motto was cocaine or weed, and that was like 15 years ago. That was something that just was my drug of choice. That was something I was doing, and it got the best of me and damn near killed me. So that was it for me. That's all it took. But my drinking was killing me slowly, but that's the thing I liked it the most. Then after all that happened, my little boy, little Warren, got another Warren out there running around. CPS got into my life with my baby boy, man, and CPS took my child because of the things me and his mom was doing. Then we wound up getting our child back. Had to go to classes and all that. Wound up getting our child back. And his mama, she decided to go outside with a baseball bat and beat a girl car because me and this girl was messing around, and my little boy had went around the corner in the apartment complex, went around the corner, and she went to get him, and her and that girl got into it, and the cops came, arrested her, and here comes CPS again. Took our little boy again. And that was my son is gonna be 21 in September. I hadn't seen him because he got adopted out. Lost all my rights to our child and stuff like that. So since the age of 3, that's the last time I seen my baby boy. So throughout all that, man, still I wouldn't doing what I was supposed to, man. Just constantly, I was just out there. You know what I'm saying? I had places to stay, but I was back and forth from McKinney to Plano to McKinney, just back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And just doing what Warren wanted to do. Just got out of control, man. I wouldn't put my foot down on solid ground. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the years. So I was in Plano, and I wound up getting a charge, man, in Plano. I don't know, man. I did some messed up things, man, and what happened, I'm still paying for what I've done 13 years ago. I'm still paying for that. But as I should, I'm supposed to be paying for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I did something I wasn't supposed to do, violated somebody, and it just was a terrible thing. By me, man, I'm gonna go back by me drinking and working so much. I'm going back to my first marriage. My first marriage, but by me drinking so much, and I would work all the time. My drinking and stuff wouldn't stop me from working. I work all the time. We go offshore. I started working offshore. I go offshore, stay gone for 21 days, come back home, work while I was at home for temporary service, would spend time with my family and go right back out to offshore 21 days. I was never home. So one day I called home, I went offshore and I called home. And something was just nagging me while I was offshore. Something was just nagging, man. And I couldn't get rid of that nag. So I told my tool pusher, I said, man, I need to go home. So what's wrong, Warren? I said, man, I don't know, but I need to go home. So that night there got a boat, a supply boat was coming out. So I got on that supply boat, I went back home. The bus dropped me. I lived like about 2 or 3 blocks from the highway. So but the Greyhound bus stopped 2 or 3 blocks away from my house on the highway, got off the bus, walked to the house. When I got to my house, knocked on the door, nobody answered the door. So I walked around, went by my bedroom window, and I heard my wife in the house with another man. She wouldn't let me in, so I went around the corner. That's before cell phones was in. So I called her, and I told her, I said, you go get that man out of my house. And I hung the phone up, and I went back to my house. By the time I got home, she had the door open, and man, I lost my shit. Matter of fact, no, she didn't have the door open. She had the doors open. The front door was open. We had a screen door, and the screen door was locked. And she didn't want to open it. And I pulled the whole screen door off the hinges. I went in that house, and I said, "Wait, where the man at?" And she was hollering. She said, "No man is in the house." So what I done, instead of fighting her, I just packed my shit, put my shit on the sofa, and she had my car. So I was about to get in my car, put my shit in the car. She jumped in the car, didn't want to unlock the door. So the cops came to my house. I didn't call the cops and stuff like that. But the guy she was messing with, he was a cop. So apparently he called the cops, and when the cops came, her ass got arrested. She got arrested because she didn't want to listen to the cops to get out of my car for me to leave. So that was a blessing. I ain't gonna lie, that was a blessing to get away from that woman, man, because it was just nonstop bullshit with her. Excuse my language, man. It's just nonstop 5 years of aggravation, man. But at the same time, I stayed with her. We stayed together. Then I wound up going to jail. I wound up going to jail, and that's when her and I got a divorce while I was in jail. So I got a divorce from her. Thank God. But man, I just kept on the drinking thing. Just kept on drinking. So I'll fast forward to all that, man, just to go back to tell y'all about my addiction, man. My addiction, like, really ruined my relationships, but mostly with my children, my relationship with my children. The women don't matter. The women, they're obsolete, you know what I'm saying? But my kids, I have 6 living kids. I got 7 kids. 1 passed away. First child passed away. Got 3 kids. When I moved to Texas, I never seen 3 of my kids for 15 years. My 7th kid got taken away from me. So like, when I went back home, in 2018, I got out of prison, and man, I didn't know what I was gonna do. because when I got out of jail, man, I had to register as a sex offender. And I didn't have no address. So I was worrying about, said, man, when people go catch up with me, I'm gonna go back to the pen for 10 years if I wouldn't have an address. So I was in Dallas, I was homeless in Dallas. Got out of the pen August 18th. No, August 8th of 2018. August 18th of 2018. I got out of the pen. So I was in Dallas. Don't know where I was gonna go. Dirty. My hair, beard and everything. I'm looking like George Jefferson. So I'm sitting down one day, contemplating what I'm gonna do. I was sitting down by myself at an abandoned tire shop. I was by myself usually. I had a whole bunch of people around me all the time, but that day, nobody was around me. And a guy in a maroon truck came up to me. He drove up. I got up. I thought, he's gonna give me some food or something and stuff like that. So he reached out his truck and he handed me a white envelope. And I looked at inside the man's truck, man, and till today, I cannot tell y'all how that man looked or nothing like that. I know he was a man by that in his hand. So he gave me an envelope. I told him thank you. He never said a word to me. He just drove off. And when I looked in that envelope, there's some money in it, right? I seen a $50 bill. I said, Lord, thank you. The first thought in my head, go to the store and get some beer. First thought. Then I flip again, I seen a $100 bill. So I closed the envelope, I went to the store, and I went in the restroom in the store. Pull out, had about a stack like this of money. I started counting. I said, man, stuck that in my pocket. That man had gave me $7,000. So what I done, I was in South Dallas. If anybody knows something about Dallas, I was in South Dallas. I walked from South Dallas across I-30, and I went to the West End. Caught a train, went to Plano, to my auntie house, and told my auntie, I said, Auntie, do me a favor. Get me a bus ticket. She said, where you going, Warren? I said, I'm going back home. So I went back to Louisiana. But before that happened, I met way before I went to the pen. I met this woman, man, and I'm taking a deep breath, man. I'm sorry. I met this woman, man. She was a godsend. She really was a godsend, man. And she dealt with my bullshit, and we lost contact when I went to the pen. And after I got at the pen, her and I was dating and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And we lost contact when I went to the pen. So going back to Louisiana. Went to Louisiana. My oldest daughter, she came pick me up from the bus station. And while I was at my older daughter's house, I was laying on the couch drinking some beer. My older daughter came with two young ladies. And I got up and she said, Daddy. She said, you know who these girls are? And I looked at them. I'm like, nah. Who is that? She said, Daddy, that's your daughters. Man, I hadn't seen my baby girls in 15 years. And there was some grown women. Tears came in my eyes, man, and I was like, wow, can't believe this shit. I didn't even recognize my own children. And today, I just seen my older son today. I think that's been 20 years. I've seen him on Facebook. My girl, my fiance, I asked her to look for my children on Facebook because I'm still not in contact with them. But my older son, I still haven't seen him till I seen him on Facebook doing this past week. Got a full beard, grown ass man, got a full beard and stuff like that. But he don't want to talk to me at all. Even when I was in Louisiana, he didn't want to be bothered with me because I left him. But lost my train of thought. Yeah, when I got back to Louisiana, man, this woman, you talk about my fiance. My auntie called me on the phone, and she told me, said, Warren, Arlene's looking for you. Do you want me to give her your number? I said, yeah, go give her a number. But at that time, man, I was feeling some type of way about Arlene. Right now, she's my fiance. That's the woman that I'm getting married to in September. I was feeling some type of way about it because I felt she abandoned me when I went to the pen. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about it. She said she couldn't find me. But anyway, that's water under the bridge. So her and I, she would come to Louisiana, man. The 5 years I stayed there, just kept coming, came to Louisiana and stuff like that. And we built up a good relationship throughout the years. You know, it's been 10 years, it'll be 11 years. When we get married, it'll be 11 years we've been together. So, and she put up with a lot of shit from me, from having a long distance relationship, from a 7.5 hour drive and come and meet me in Louisiana. The 5 years I was there, man, is a wonderful thing. And I really appreciate her for that. But while I was in Louisiana, man, God, it was a blessing because I got a chance to spend the last 4 years of my parents' life with them. Because my daddy passed away. I went to Louisiana in 2018, September 2018, and July 20, my father passed away, and he died in the house I grew up in. I seen my daddy take his last breath, man, and it hurted me because I told my father while I was drinking, I was taking care of him in the house. So he kept on nagging me, when you go get out of my house, you're a grown man, when you go get out of my house, before I die and stuff like that. He constantly would tell me that. And one day he came at me and I was drinking. Warren, you know, you're a grown man. Before I die, I said, you know what, Daddy? Why don't you go ahead and die? And man, I told him I was sorry, but man, when he got sick and I seen him take his last breath, and that shit hit me so hard. I told him I was sorry, but man, when I seen him, he was on his deathbed. That shit broke my heart, which is still. I like to think about it, but today, because I'm telling my story, it's just hurtful that I told my father that. You know what I'm saying? The man, he raised me and my older brother. We were his blood children, and he took us in. You know what I'm saying? For me to tell him that was like a slap in his face. You know what I'm saying? And he knew I'm sorry, but I said to him. But it's still kind of rough to even think about it. You know, I try not to think about it, but it's just a point about we have to watch what we say to people, especially our loved ones, like our parents or anyone you love. You don't never know when they're gonna take their last breath. You know what I'm saying? So he passed away in 2020, and my poor mom, man, she was just they was married for 50 years, and she was just heartbroken. And 2 years later, I lost her. But just that one thing, that was a detrimental thing I said to my daddy. But at the same time, the last couple of years of their lives, I was there in that household taking care of them, right? So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. And so after my mom passed away, I was working, and my little brother, my parents wound up leaving my little brother the 2 acres of land. We had five kids, so they had 6 acres of land. So they left my little brother the front 2 acres, and the front 2 acres had the houses on them. So my little brother said, promised my mama to leave me stay in that house. Long as I keep the bills up, you know, that's all we had. Didn't have no house, no, because my parents owned everything they had. So I stayed there, and the year anniversary of my mama's death, I fell into depression, so I didn't want to be in the house. So while I was working at a truck stop, at Arby's at a truck stop. So I stayed at the truck stop. I stayed there for 3 days. Didn't want to go back home, but I could take a shower there and go to work. And when I went back to the house, my little brother and his wife decided to change the locks on the house. So when I got to the house, I rode my bike home, and I asked my little brother, I said, "What you doing?" "Well, man, I didn't think you was gonna come back." So why you thought that? "Well, you've been gone for 3 weeks." I said, "Man, I was going for 3 days." He said, "Oh, Warren, I knew what to do, man. I knew what to do with you, because I don't know where you was." I said, "I'm like a grown man." I told him, I said, "Man, I don't need to tell you where I'm at. You know, I'm taking care of these bills. Don't worry where I'm at. As long as this house is being taken care of, why it should matter." So I laid up there and went to detox. So I tried to quit drinking. Went to detox. When I got out of detox, he told me I had to go. Good thing, my older brother, I went to live with my older brother. So I think I stopped drinking for probably a month, saving up money. Then start drinking again. But I was hiding it from my older brother. Why hiding me drinking? I went through all the money. I think I had $800 saved at that time. I went through all that money, because in Louisiana you can gamble at the truck stops and everything like that. So I get off of work, instead of me going home, I go gamble, then I go home, go to work, gamble. One day my older brother asked me, he said, "Warren," he said, "Man, do you have the money that you've been saving to get you a place to stay?" Because at the time my older brother was on federal probation. He said, "Man, we gotta get you somewhere to stay, because my probation officer, 2 felons can't stay in the same house." So I said, "No." He said, "What you back drinking, aren't you?" Couldn't lie to him. I said, "Yeah." So he said, "Okay." He said, "You know what, man? I ain't gonna do you like Martin did you. Just kick you out on the street. Before I see you kill yourself drinking, you will go back to Texas." Got me a bus ticket. He shot my ass back to Texas. Good thing, the woman that I tell y'all, She's a saint, man. She's an angel. My angel, my God sent me angel. And like I said, I'm be grateful to her. I came back to Texas, moved with her. Now y'all remember I said I had to register for sex offender. So I couldn't register her house. So I had to go to my probation officer sent me to a men's shelter in Dallas. Didn't want to be there, just like you was in penitentiary. I didn't want to be there. So I stayed with her. I was like letting my probation officer. Yeah, I'm still there. I'm still there until they had a house visit. I wasn't there. So before the man would arrest me, I ran away from my problems. And how I ran away, I went to a rehab. I went to Texas Rehab Center. That was last year, February last year. Went to rehab center. And after I finished rehab, this is where they sent me to the hop house. But me saying that, no matter how much you want to run away from your problems will catch up with you. And it caught up with me over here. Got arrested over here. May 8th of this year, or last year, I got arrested. Wound up going back to jail, stayed in jail 3 weeks. Got out, Ryan asked me, he said, Warren, you gonna come back? I said, yeah. But that day when he asked me that, I was about to relapse. Ryan saved me from relapsing because I was gonna get me a beer. I was walking down that street, coming from Coliseum. Me, Matt, and JP. If y'all don't know him, y'all probably know Matt. I don't know if y'all know JP. All three of us was coming down here. And I was gonna get me a beer at that Family Dollar. Ryan saved me. Ryan came in that black van right there, and he said he picks us up. I looked at him. He said, "Warren, I already know." Ryan brought me to the jailhouse. So I said, "Yeah, Ryan, I'm gonna come back." So I got out of jail, stayed to my house like 4 days after I got out of jail, because Dallas had to come pick me up from over here. I got all my shit together in Dallas, and they put my probation over here. So came back here, man, and man, this what's going on right now with me is that by the grace of God, my brother, I came back, because the hardest thing for me was in 4 days I was at home by myself with my fiance, because I could go to drink. I could have went to the store down the street, the corner store where I used to get my beer at all the time. I could have relapsed right there that time, but I decided not to. I wouldn't worry about letting anybody else down. I was worried about letting myself down. That's what kept me from relapsing. So I've been sober for since February of last year, and been sober ever since, man. This place here saved my life. This place showed me how to live life sober, have fun sober. If it wasn't for Chris and Brandy, Ryan, matter of fact, mostly, if it wasn't for Ryan, Chris laid the foundation for me to do this, but Ryan is the one that looked out for me mostly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful to him. I'm grateful to all of y'all that's here, that's still here. You know what I'm saying? They got a whole bunch of people when I first came that's not here. I see Jeff here, Kelly, Jacob, the first Jacob number one. He was here first. Howard. You know, they got a couple of people that I see faces I can recognize right here from sitting there. But these people here, from right here in Howard, they're the main ones that was here when I got here. And so, man, they can tell y'all, man, the new people, man, this place here gonna help y'all out. All y'all have to do is give this place a chance. It might seem kind of rough to y'all sometimes, but it's gonna help. And all you have to do is just follow the rules, man, and do what you have to do. As men, the rules is not hard. Not telling anybody the rules is not hard at all. Period. The rule is hard when you go in the penitentiary. That's some hard rules because you can't get away from it. This place here you can get away from, but get away from what? You're getting away from being sober. You're getting away from living your life good. That's what you're getting away from to go live out there in the streets. Because I came from out there in the streets, but by me having my higher power, by me having a woman that I love very much and that stuck by my side, you know what I'm saying? And having a place like this, that's all you need. That's all you need, man. And thank y'all for listening to my story.
All right. I have asked somebody to pass out the sobriety chips.
My name is Giovanni. Here at the Hopper House, we celebrate various lengths of sobriety and clean time. Would anybody like to come up here and take a welcome chip, an outward expression of an inward desire to stay sober for just 24 hours at a time? 24 hours? Yeah. All right. Anybody have 30 days of sobriety? Come get your chip, brother. Give us your name and tell us what you're going to do with it, brother.
Howard, and I'm going to keep going and stay sober and clean.
All right. Thank you. Anybody else for 30 days? How about 60 days? How about 90 days? How about 4 months? Anybody for 4 months? How about 5 or 6 months? Anybody celebrating 5 or 6 months? We got 8 months. 9 months.
Could have been Paulie's baby.
How about 10 months? Anybody for 10 months? 11 months. It's birthday night, right? So is anybody else celebrating multiple? No? Next week. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. If you're sober today, give yourself and your higher power a round of applause.
Okay, I have asked somebody to read the promises.
My name is Tyree. I'm gonna cover that. Clean Day 2/12/26. Said if we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. And we will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them.
All right. This meeting has been designed to last an hour, and it has. We can now close out in the usual manner.